Thunder cracked across the midnight sky. Aarav Singhania pressed his foot harder on the accelerator. His black Mercedes sliced through the rain like a knife through butter. Windshield wipers on full speed, jazz playing softly, empty leather seats always empty. At 35, Aarav had conquered the business world, CEO of Singhania Enterprises. Net worth of $500 million. Penthouse overlooking the city. Cars that cost more than most people's houses. But tonight, driving alone through this storm, he felt like the poorest man alive. His phone buzzed. He glanced at it. Shah, happy anniversary, Aarav. Oh wait, we're divorced, how could I forget? Not a Shah. He threw the phone on the passenger seat. 2 years since his marriage ended. 2 years since his wife walked out, saying those words that still haunted him. You're not a man, Aarav. You're a machine. You have money, success, power, but no heart. I can't live with an empty shell anymore. She wasn't wrong. Somewhere between building his empire and proving everyone wrong, Aarav had forgotten how to feel. He didn't cry, didn't laugh, didn't care. He just existed. Another lonely night, he muttered, eyes fixed on the road ahead. Little did he know this night would change everything. The highway was nearly deserted. Visibility was almost zero. Then he saw her. A figure on the roadside, drenched completely, arms waving frantically. Aarav's first instinct. Keep driving, classic trap, or worse. I've seen enough crime documentaries. His foot stayed on the accelerator. But as his car passed her, his eyes caught hers through the rain. Pure desperation. Not the calculated desperation of a con artist. The raw, breaking point desperation of someone watching their world collapse. His hand moved before his brain could stop it. He hit the brakes, he thought. But he was already reversing. The woman ran toward his window, stumbling, barely able to stand. He lowered the glass.
Please, me.
Her voice was hoarse, shattered, like she'd been screaming for hours. What's wrong? Aarav kept his tone cold. My son, my baby, he's burning with fever, 104 degrees. Our car broke down. I've been trying to stop someone. ANOU for 40 minutes. Please, sir, I'm begging you. Take us to the hospital. She collapsed against his car door, sobbing. Aarav's jaw tightened. Every logical bone in his body screamed D-A-N-D-E-W-A-R, but then he looked past her. Under a torn plastic sheet on the footpath, he saw a small boy, maybe 5 or 6 years old. Completely still, an elderly woman sat beside him, sheltering him with her own body. Something cracked inside Aarav's chest. Where's the nearest hospital, he asked. City General. Please, please, I'll pay you. I have some jewelry. Get in. Now. The woman sprinted to the footpath, scooped up her son, helped the elderly woman to her feet, and all three piled into the back seat. Aarav didn't wait. He floored it. City General, right? Yes, sir. Please hurry. The boy's head lolled against his mother's shoulder. His skin looked pale even in the dim light. How long has he been unconscious? Aarav demanded. 20 minutes, maybe more. I don't know. Oh God, please don't take my son. Her voice broke completely. The elderly woman was chanting prayers under her breath. Aarav glanced in the rearview mirror. The mother was crying silently, pressing her lips to her son's burning forehead. What's his name? Aarav asked, surprising himself. Aryan, his name is Aryan. How old is 6? Just turned 6 last month. Aarav's hands gripped the steering wheel tighter. He didn't know why he was asking these questions. Why he cared, but he did. And you are? Mira. Mira Sharma. This is my mother. Listen to me, Mira. Aarav's voice was firm, almost commanding. Aryan is going to be fine. We're 7 minutes away. The hospital has an excellent ER. He will be fine. Do you hear me? Yes, yes, sir. But her voice said she didn't believe it. Aarav pressed harder on the gas. When was the last time I cared whether someone believed me or not? Aarav screeched to a halt at the ER entrance. Before he could even park properly, Mira burst out with Aryan in her arms. Nurses rushed out with a stretcher. They took one look at the unconscious child and moved fast. Get Dr. Patel! Now, they wheeled Aryan inside. Mira tried to follow but was stopped at the reception. Mom, we need to complete admission formalities. Insurance. Payment method. Mira fumbled with her wet purse, pulled out a handful of crumpled notes. I have 2,000 rupees. I can give you jewelry, gold earrings. The receptionist's expression didn't change. Mom, for emergency admission we need a minimum deposit of 50,000 rupees. Without that. My son is Diagan, you're talking about money. Mira's voice cracked with hysteria. I understand, Mom, but hospital policy. I'll handle it. Aarav stepped forward, pulling out his black American Express card. Charge whatever is needed. The receptionist's eyes widened. Sir, are you the father? Does it matter? Aarav's tone was ice cold. The child needs help. Now. Why, yes, sir. Right away, sir. She swiped the card. Aarav signed without even looking at the amount. Mira stared at him, tears streaming down her face. Sir, I can't go be with your son. Oh, 2 hours passed. Aarav sat in the uncomfortable plastic chair of the waiting area, still in his 5,000 suit, now wrinkled and slightly damp. He could leave. The bill was paid. His good deed was done. He had a meeting at 9 a.m. tomorrow. But his legs wouldn't move. Mira and her mother sat across from him holding hands, praying. Mira's lips moved constantly, but no sound came out. Would you like some tea? Aarav asked quietly. Mira looked up, startled, as if she'd forgotten he was there. I know, sir, thank you. You've already done so much. When was the last time you ate? She didn't answer. That was answer enough. Aarav walked to the cafeteria, returned with tea and sandwiches. Eat. Sir, I can't. My son is… Mira. He used her name deliberately, gently. Aryan will need you strong when he wakes up. Eat. She took the cup with trembling hands. Thank you. I don't even know your name. Aarav. Aarav, sir, why are you helping us? We're nobody. Why am I helping them? Aarav didn't have an answer. Not one that made sense anyway. Because I could, he finally said. But it was more than that. Sitting here in this stark hospital waiting room, watching a mother break apart with worry for her child, he felt something he hadn't felt in years. He felt alive. 3:47 a.m. The doctor emerged from the ER, pulling off his gloves. Mira jumped to her feet. Doctor, my son, he's stable. Mira's legs gave out. She collapsed to her knees, hands clasped together, looking up. Thank you, God, thank you. The doctor continued. It was severe viral fever complicated by dehydration. Another hour and we would have been looking at organ failure. You brought him just in time. Aarav released a breath he didn't know he'd been holding. Can I see him? Mira begged. He's sleeping now. We'll move him to a room shortly. He'll need to stay for 3-4 days for observation and IV fluids. I'll stay with him. I won't leave his side. Of course. The doctor turned to Aarav. Are you the father? No, just a friend. The doctor nodded, but his expression suggested he didn't quite believe that. Aarav went home at 5 a.m., showered, put on fresh clothes. His assistant called at 8 a.m. Sir, the Goldman meeting is at 9. Cancel it. Sir, this is a $50 million deal. Reschedule everything today. I have something important to do. He hung up before she could respond. At 9 a.m., he was back at the hospital with fresh clothes for Mira and her mother, food, and a stuffed bear. A stuffed bear. What am I, 12? But he'd seen it in the gift shop and thought Aryan might like it. When he entered the private room, he'd had Aryan moved from general ward. Mira was sitting beside the bed holding Aryan's small hand. The boy was awake. Mama, I'm hungry, Aryan said weakly. Mira laughed through her tears. I'll get you something, baby. That's when she noticed Aarav at the door. Sir, you came back. Aryan turned his head. Big eyes studied Aarav curiously. Who's that, mama? He's the angel who saved you, Beta. I'm not an angel, Aarav said, stepping inside. But I did bring you this. He held out the teddy bear. Aryan's eyes lit up despite his weakness. For me. For you. Small fingers reached out and hugged the bear tight. Thank you, uncle. Varuncle's such a simple word. But it hit Aarav like a freight train. When was the last time someone called him uncle? Called him anything other than sir, or Mr. Singhania? You're welcome, champ. Aarav came back every single day. His board members were confused. His assistant was worried. His competitors were spreading rumors that he was sick. But Aarav didn't care. Each day he brought something new. Books. Fresh flowers for Mira's mother. He sat with Aryan, playing card games, telling stories, listening to the boys' endless chatter about superheroes and dinosaurs. Uncle Aarav, when I grow up, I'll be a doctor? Then I can help sick kids like me. Aarav smiled. A real smile. What's your dream, uncle? Aarav paused. What was his dream? Money. He had it. Success. Achieved it. Power. Possessed it. I'm still figuring that out, buddy. One evening, when Aryan had fallen asleep, Mira spoke softly. Sir Aarav, sir, can I ask you something? Of course. Why do you keep coming back? I see your watch, your clothes, your car. You're a very important man. You must have so many responsibilities. Yet you spend hours here with us. Why? Aarav looked at sleeping Aryan, then at Mira's honest, tired face. Do you want the truth? Please. That night I picked you up. I was driving back from my office, from my empty penthouse, from my empty life. I had everything, Mira. Everything except a reason to wake up in the morning. He paused. Your son was dying, and you were fighting heaven and earth to save him. You had nothing, but you had everything. Love, purpose, hope. I'd forgotten those things even existed. Mira's eyes glistened. These past 3 days, Aarav continued, sitting here, talking to Aryan, seeing you fight for him. I remember what it feels like to be human again. You're a good man, sir. No, I'm not. But maybe I'm learning to be. Day 4, Aryan was cleared to go home. The final bill came to 2.8 lakh rupees. Mira stared at the paper, face pale. I'll pay you back, sir. I don't know how, but I will. Even if it takes my whole life. Mira, I need to talk to you about something else. Sir. Aarav handed her an envelope. What is this? Open inside was an offer letter. S. Position Cafeteria Manager, Singhania Enterprises. Salary. Housing Company Quarters, 2 BHK apartment. Benefits, health insurance, education allowance for dependents. Mira's hands shook. Sir, this is... I can't. You can. And you will. We need a cafeteria manager. You said you do tailoring, so you're good with management. I'm also arranging admission for Aryan in Delhi Public School. Full scholarship. Sir, this is too much. Why would you do all this for us? Aarav knelt down so he was at eye level with her. Because that rainy night, you knocked on my window and reminded me that life isn't about board meetings and profit margins. It's about moments like these. Let me do this, Mira. Not as charity, but as she broke down completely. I don't know what to say. Say yes.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir, thank you. Aryan hugged Aarav's leg. Does this mean we'll see you every day, uncle? Aarav picked him up. Every single day, champ. Rain drummed against the glass windows of Aarav's office. But this time, he wasn't alone.
Uncle Aarav!
Mama sent your favorite lunch. Aryan burst in wearing his school uniform, carrying a tiffin box. Aryan, you know you're supposed to knock first. Mira rushed in behind him, apologetic. Sorry, sir. It's fine. Aarav laughed. Actually laughed. Come here, troublemaker. How was school? I got an A in math. That's my boy. Mira smiled, placing the lunch on his desk. Sir, I also wanted to tell you. The cafeteria got excellent feedback from the staff this month. I knew you'd be perfect for the job. As they turned to leave, Aarav called out, Mira, are you all coming for dinner this Sunday? To my place? We wouldn't miss it, sir. After they left, Aarav stood by the window watching the rain. On his desk was a framed photograph. 5 people stood outside the hospital: Mira, Aryan, Mira's mother, Aarav, and Natasha. His ex-wife had reached out 2 months ago. Said she'd heard about what he'd done. Wanted to meet for coffee. They were taking it slow, very slow. But for the first time in years, they were actually talking. His phone buzzed. The Aryan I married is coming back. I see him in the way you smile now. Natasha. Aarav smiled, typing back. I found him again on a rainy night. When I stopped for a stranger, he looked at the rain one more time. 6 months ago, he would have seen it as just an obstacle, an inconvenience. Now, it reminded him of the night that saved his life. The night a desperate mother knocked on his window. The night Aarav Singhania, the lonely billionaire, learned that as the richest people aren't those who have everything, but those who have someone to live for.